Hello, and welcome to what I hope to be another shorter tutorial slash mod introduction to a new mod that I've made, which seems weird because it feels like it should have already been made, but it's like so easy to do without a mod that the mods that have been made to do it are too complicated, and even though it's easy to do without a mod. Anyways, what I'm talking about here, you'll notice I'm kind of tall. I'm kind of tall right here. I'm a big guy. But you know, I like to be tall because I'm not short, you know. I'm not a little kid. I want to play this game. So, I play a video game all day, so I'm kind of kiddish, but you know. Anyways, let's go into here and let's see why I'm tall. Let's say player dot set scale to 1. And I shrink. How did that happen? I just started the game. I was tall. And everyone knows that if you want to change the player scale, there's other ways to do it with mods, or you can just do it in this, you know, in the, what's it called, the console. And you gotta do it every time you boot up, unless you get some kind of mod that does it. I think there's one out there, but every time you boot up, you gotta put this in. So I had it at 1.06, I think. Another thing that people do all the time is set time scale to, and then you know the standard is 30 minutes per 1 minute, 30 minutes in game for 1 minute in real life. A lot of people think that's a little short, so they want to do down to 10 or whatever. The problem with that is that without a mod, you got to do that in console every time you boot up the game. And unlike Fallout 4, where there is any command, where you can have a starting console command when the game boots up. You can just put it in your any. In Fallout New Vegas, that does not exist, even though an AI might tell you it does. Starting console command in your Fallout New Vegas custom any don't do shit. So, but there's other ways to do it. Now, there's a couple other mods out there that will change your time scale with the mod and have like an interface where you can have different time scales on the inside and the outside, exteriors and interiors, and whether you're in a conversation or not, and even the ones that will deal with the game-breaking aspects of time scale. The game-breaking aspects of time scale, which would most normally be the end of Fallout 3 and the transition to the Mojave Wasteland and Doc's house at the beginning of TTW, the Tale of Two Wastelands mod, where you're going through and changing the game's timescale will fuck your shit up and just kill you. So even those timescale mods, when you do use them, you have to disable them before you do those major game things. And never speed up the timescale of the game. That will fuck it up. You can always slow it down as long as you fix it before those particular moments in the game, but you don't want to speed it up because then the NPC travel and quest timing gets total wackadoo. But there's no clean way without a very complex mod to just set the time scale differently and cruise through. You want to set it differently, and then you want to, you know, turn it off for those moments. But no one's here for that shit. So let's get to the meat of this stuff. So what we're going to look at, how we're going to fix this problem, is a good old thing called the JIP LN NVSE script runner functionality, which has been there for a while, and I assume you followed some kind of tutorial and you're running this mod. You have to have this mod. This is a hard requirement. And maybe a console mod in there or whatever, updating your console. But if you're following any of the guides online, you're going to have this shit installed. And the one we're going to look at right here is this guy right here, GL blah blah text on game load. there's a lot of mods that already use this. So there's already a bunch of mods that are doing startup console commands in New Vegas. But if you go and Google, how do I do a startup console command in New Vegas, the internet just shits the bed until you come onto this thing. So what the fuck is this shit? Well, what this shit is a script inside your data folder. Call out New Vegas, Data, NVSE, plugins, and scripts. But it's not really a script. You call it a script and people get all scared and it's woo-woo and oh no, it's scripty scripts. There are some scripts in here. You go in here and you look at this crap, eventually, not this shit, but eventually you'll get one that is a fucking script. Anyways, there's a lot of shit. But a lot of it, all the scripts in here take place in the console interface behind the scenes. So it uses console rules, especially when it begins with a GL. So all these GLs, the GL means game load. Game load. So you go in here and there's some scripty looking shits, right? But like game load for silo TTW, it's doing a fucking console command. Same thing here with Hardcore Forever. It's just doing a console command. Or here's a good one, Essential Caravan. These are all just console commands that run every time you load a game, you load a save. So all you gotta do, if you want to change the time scale, or change the player's height, which is what I do. I like to be tall and I like time to slow down. Is you're just gonna make one of these things that says that. So, I'm kind of amazed. Where's mine? I guess it loaded in. This right there. All this is a text file. And all it is one line for one console command. So console command, return, next line of console command. You can do as many as you want. Now, what I've done for my mod is I have one that just does the set scale of the player height. I don't really care, but the main thing is the time scale, so that when I go and run those things that will break custom time scales, I can just disable my mod. Now my mod isn't up yet, but by the time this video comes up or shortly thereafter, I'm going to have this as a mod that you just install and enable and disable it at will. You can also go in and edit this text in the mods. You don't have to have it in your games folder. You can just edit the text to say whatever goddamn console command you want, you know? It's a simple thing. You don't need the mod, but having the mod makes it so you don't have to like delete, move, or whatever your script text file. Every time you want to change it, you can just enable it, disable it. I don't know why someone else hasn't already done this. I think it's the fact that it's too easy without the mod and not clever enough to everybody who makes it a mod out of it adds 50 other things so they can be special and fancy. So, whatever. I hope this is helpful because it helped me to not have my nights and days go by so quick, which, by the way, will help with how fast the sun moves and the shadows move if you're using NVR. And you know, if you the time scale, you can see the sun and moon moving, right, as you're outside. And on the average time scale, you can see that shit moving because it's so fast that it's like the shadows are struggling. So on a faster time scale, use NVR, New Vegas Reloaded shadows, would be, you can see it move a little bit, but on a faster time scale it becomes really jarring. So a slower time scale is kind of good for New Vegas Reloaded shadows. Makes them blend in better. And yeah, so that'll be it, and this will be up with the mod that I'm about to post, and hopefully it doesn't get blasted into a void by a bunch of angry nerds. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.